ग्रेट गुड मॉर्निंग ऑफिसर्स। मैं सुमित कुमार से आप तमाम यूपीएससी एस्पायरेंट्स या कोई अदर कम्पिटेटिव एग्जामिनेशन की तैयारी कर रहे हैं विद्यार्थियों का इस पुत्र ड्रीम आईएएस यूट्यूब चैनल में अभिनंदन करता हूँ। माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, आज हम लोग यूपीएससी सिविल सर्विसेज इतिहास और हिस्ट्री का जो भी विद्यार्थी स्टूडेंट एज ए वैकल्पिक विषय के रूप में चुनते हैं तो उसका हम प्रीवियस ईयर का क्वेश्चन पेपर प्रश्न पत्र हम एज इट इज़ पढ़ने जा रहे हैं। इसे रीड, रिकॉल और रिवाइज करेंगे। हम कोई एनालिसिस और इसका विश्लेषण नहीं करेंगे, बस हम एज इट इज़ जैसा क्वेश्चन दिया गया है हम वैसा ही जस का तस आपके समक्ष प्रेजेंट करेंगे। तो आइए पढ़ते हैं 2015 प्रश्न पत्र दूसरा। प्रश्न पत्र पहला, क्वेश्चन पेपर फर्स्ट ऑलरेडी अपलोड हो चुके हैं, आप उसे देख सकते हैं। तो इतिहास हिस्ट्री प्रश्न पत्र दूसरा 2015 यूपीएससी सिविल सर्विसेज मेंस एग्जामिनेशन। ठीक है, हिस्ट्री पेपर 2 सभी को मालूम है यह 250 नंबर के होते हैं, 250 मार्क्स होते हैं, 3 घंटे का समय मिलता है। तो सबसे पहले हम इसके इंस्ट्रक्शंस को पढ़ लेते हैं। प्लीज रीड ईच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इंस्ट्रक्शंस केयरफुली बिफोर अटेम्प्टिंग क्वेश्चंस। देयर आर 8 क्वेश्चंस divided in 2 sections and printed both in Hindi and in English. Candidate has to attempt 5 questions in all. ठीक है, choosing question number from 1 to 5 are compulsory. ठीक है, out of the remaining 3 are to be attempted choosing at least 1 question from each section. The number of marks carried by a question part is indicated against it. Answers must be written in the medium authorized in the admission certificate, which must be stated clearly on the cover of the question cum answer booklet. In the space provided, no marks will be given for answers written in medium other than the authorized one. Word limit in questions wherever specified should be adhered to. Attempt of questions shall be counted in sequential order unless struck off. Attempt of questions shall be counted even if attempted partially. Any page or portion of the page left blank in the question cum answer booklet must be clearly struck off. ठीक है, अब आइए हम लोग सेक्शन ए क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 से प्रारंभ करते हैं। Critically examine the following statement in about 150 words each. Question number 1A. Annexation of the Punjab was part of a broad northwest frontier policy set in motion after the exit of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. Now 1B. The Regulating Act of 1773, the Pitt's India Act of 1784, and eventually the Chartered Act of 1833 left the East India Company a mere shadow of its earlier political and economic power in India. Now question number 1C. The Indigo Revolts of 1859 and 60 hold a very significant places in our history of national liberation movement. For the first time in the history of our anti-colonial struggle, its 2 important current spontaneous peasants' resistance and constitutional agitation in defense and peasantry came into mutual contact. Now the very idea of the bomb and the secret society and of propaganda through the action and sacrifice were imposed from the West. Now question number 1E. The retention of the Revolt legislation in the teeth of universal opposition is an affront to the nation. Its repeal is necessary to appease national honor. Now, question number 2A. Swami Dayananda philosophies represent both the elements of extremisms and social radicalisms. Substantiate. Question number B. To characterize the Quiet India movement as a spontaneous revolution would be partial interpretations. So also would be to look up at its the culmination of Gandhian Satyagraha movement. Elucidate. I think क्वेश्चन यहाँ सही से प्रिंट नहीं हुआ है, so I am little bit sorry. I unable to read question number B and I think A and B. Now we start from B. James Mill, the absolute of utilitarian philosophy, proposed a revolution of Indian society through the weapons of law solely, but in actual policy framing, other influences and considerations weighed much more than the colonial state. Elucidate. Now, question number C. The Royal Indian Navy revolt was seen as an event which marked the end of the British rule almost as finally as Independence Day. Explain. Question number 4A. Analyze the nature of peasants' movement during the nationalist phase and bring out their shortcomings. Question number B. Jawaharlal Nehru, through declared socialist, was a pragmatist enough to focus on providing building blocks to the making of a new India. Explain. Question number C. Yadyapi, although the Government of India Act 1935 replaced dietary with provincial autonomy, the overriding powers of governor diluted the spirit of autonomy. Elucidate. Section B. Question number 5. Critically examine the following statement in about 150 words each. 10 into 5, 50 marks. Question number A. France was even more fertile than the Britain in producing new socialist theories and movements, though bore less concrete result in France than Britain. Question number B. The multiple contractions that luckily undermined the new edifice has been expressed even before the meeting of the State General in France, and the internal conflict among states has manifested itself. Now question number C. The whole episode that is known as the July Revolution in 1830s was fought and won not for the establishment of an extreme democracy, but to get rid of the aristocratic and clericalist attitude of the restored Bourbons. Question number D. Mazzini's conception of Italian nationality was not exclusive, and his dominant ideal was the recreation of moral unity of mankind. Question number E. The continental blockade was the misconceived idea of economically defeating Great Britain. Now question number 6A. The Berlin Congress 1878 failed to unlock the Stone questions. Though there was no major war in Europe for nearly 3 decades after the Treaty of Berlin, it contained the seed of many future wars. Critically evaluate. Question number B. History of Africa appears to be simply an extension or mere a sub-theme under the broad heading of European and American history. According to this historiography, Africa seemed to be without any history before European scramble. Elucidate. यह क्वेश्चन भी सही से प्रिंट नहीं हुआ है, स्कैन नहीं हुआ है यूपीएससी के वेबसाइट पे, so I am unable to read the questions. Now question number B. The failure of the Kuomintangs against the communist onslaught was unimaginable, and it was Mao Zedong's whose tenacity and innovative approach has accomplished the unthinkable. Discuss. Question number C. The oppressive exploitations of the working class in the wake of industrial revolution has jolted the social conscience of England. Elucidate. Question number 8A. The UNO was created in the light of experience of the League of Nations, but in spite of the mandate contained in the UNO Constitution, its effective role in maintaining world peace has lacked cohesiveness and collective approach. Examine. Now question number B. The European Union a diplomatic marvel, continue to grapple with the intermittent fisheries arising out of economic contentious issues and pose a challenge to an effective integration of the Union critically examined. Question number C. The role of the non-alignment movement in modern in world affairs has suffered greatly due to theater of internecine conflict among the third world countries. Who spearheaded it? Elucidate. सो ये क्वेश्चन सेक्शन बी कंप्लीट हुआ. सेक्शन ए ऑलरेडी हम लोग पढ़ चुके हैं. अगर ये वीडियो आपको अच्छा लगा हो तो आप हमारे चैनल को लाइक शेयर और सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें. ऑल्सो प्लीज द बेल आइकन. कोई क्वेरीज कमेंट सजेशन एडवाइस कमेंट बॉक्स में पूछ सकते हैं. थैंक यू वंस अगेन. हैव अ ग्रेट डे.